In the climax of the battle against True Bahamut, Uden and Zethia unlocked brand new powers. In this video, we'll be talking about Zethia, a unit that kept coming to my pulls instead of her brother. She may be the Zethia that we all had wanted from the very beginning, coming in as a light wand unit, using skills that assisted us during the battles against Morsayati, and even the skill that we used to finish him off in the weekly boss battle. In playable form, she is basically a walking tactical nuke that also comes with some team support capabilities. When compared to her skills, Zethia's abilities do not stand out as much, but they perform their job well. We'll just go to her main abilities directly as her co-abilities aren't anything special. Her Bondforged Specs isn't complex enough to warrant a unique logo, but is a decent ability that provides healing to herself as well as her teammates given that her HP drops to 30% and having the power of Bond's effect. The 45-second cooldown here isn't really a big deal if the team isn't constantly getting pummeled by huge damage. What's a big deal is a cooldown on the second part of her ability, which is the goddamn 30-second cooldown on her team critical damage amp. What's worse is that there isn't many units that do provide critical damage amp, with the only other light unit being able to do so being Kimono Not. Others that can provide it are recent powerful characters that have a major impact in the story, including Zethia herself. Her Bondforged might basically ramps up the power on her tactical nukes up to 60% if she has the power of bonds, making her nukes even deadlier than they already are. Her first skill, Blazing Fount, deals high damage with relatively low SP cost, inflicts flash burn, and becomes more powerful if Power of Bonds is active. When Power of Bonds is active, Blazing Consecration is used instead, which deals an insane amount of damage, counterspell, and allows Zethia to be immune to knockback. Do keep in mind that the SP cost for this variant is still the same. As if this wasn't broken enough, Power of Bonds doesn't expire and can only be removed by Zethia herself using her second skill. Her second skill, Ring of Affection, has a special animated cutscene. It has decent SP cost for a support skill, which grants the Power of Bonds effect to the entire team. This effect not only empowers her skills, but is able to protect her teammates from death, as this effect nullifies lethal damage and redistributes the damage to other teammates, with the amount of damage being 20% of the maximum HP of the affected teammate. When having the Power of Bonds effect, this skill will cost nothing, heals the team, and removes the Power of Bonds effect, which can come in handy in certain situations where you don't want to share the damage received with the rest of the team. These two skills are incredible indeed, but they together are also a double-edged sword, as the Power of Bonds empowers her and protects her team, but also kinda harms her team at the same time. In any case, if the team has ample defense, healing, and occasionally AI intelligence, the number of instances where Power of Bonds will have to kick in and be consumed should be minimal. So, what do you think about Bondforged Zethia? Well, she's gonna be the one to pull for those who followed the lore, as this is perhaps the true Zethia that they always wanted for a long time. Performance wise, she has incredible raw damage as long as she keeps up the Power of Bonds. Speaking of such power, it can bring great damage, but should be deactivated accordingly if the team is in a great situation in terms of their HP. Overall, she is an incredible unit that isn't really too complex to use, but does require some awareness in terms of keeping up or deactivating the Power of Bonds effects. That's all from me. Moga out.